Well, hello there and welcome to Ship With Me. Today is Monday. It's actually Monday afternoon and I've got a bunch of packages to ship. I already picked them right there. And so we're going to get to shipping. I'm going to share what sold over the weekend. Actually, I had a pretty good sales weekend. And most excitingly, I am starting to get a sense that this new business model may work out after all. I'm just having some sales that are $100 or around there, a little less, a little more, and really feeling like the strategy is starting to pay off. So feeling good, feeling excited, and let's just dive into what sold. I also sold a bunch of older inventory, which always feels good too. Okay, so let's do my eBay sales first. I had 4 sales on eBay, which isn't great, but it's not the worst, I guess. This sold overnight. It's actually from my own personal wardrobe, and it's a brand I never pick up to source anymore, Blank NYC. And this is a genuine suede moto jacket. It has some marks on it, which I noted in the description. So I listed it for a little bit lower. I listed it for $48, but then it sold overnight for full price. So I'm going to this packaged up. But then I listed another one, like a tan one. That's actually really cute. It has like a belt and everything. That was also just sitting in my closet and I never wear. To wear suede in Portland is kind of hard. It just rains here all the time. But I used to wear it when I lived in Kansas and so forth. I wore these more often. But anyway, that tan one, I priced a little higher, like 60 something. It hasn't moved yet, so we'll see. But yeah, generally I would not recommend picking up Blank NYC unless you get it at like the bins or something. Or really cheap at the thrift store. Don't do calculated shipping on eBay. I do flat shipping, so it does take me a little bit longer to do my shipping on here. And so yeah, since my cost of goods was $0, my gross profit was $41.76. So that's good. And yeah, like I said, it took 1 day to sell. This next item is actually a brand that I mentioned in my I was wrong about these brands video, which I'll link up on the screen in case you didn't watch that. I think I mentioned this, Jewels. I no longer plan on picking this up, but it's funny that this sold shortly after I said I'll no longer pick this up. And I was really thinking about this dress when I made that statement. But it is actually a really good dress for this time of year. It's so cute. It's this sparkle metallic knit sweater dress with the lettuce hem detail along the neckline and sleeves. It's a size US 4. Here's the most recent Jewels tag. It's a British brand. It doesn't retail for a lot, and so I just, I have no plans on picking it up anymore, especially with my new business model, but I'm really happy that this did sell. I paid $10 for it at Goodwill, and so I had it listed for $39, and I received an offer or I think it sold to an offer on eBay for $27.29 plus shipping. I got these. If you have a store subscription on eBay, every quarter you get free shipping supplies, or you get like a $50 credit or something for shipping supplies. And I recently got these poly mailers and I like them. I'll probably continue to order these. And that's what I use mainly for eBay, unless it's too big. So yeah, my gross profit on this was $12.70, which is exactly why I will no longer be picking it up. Maybe if I found it at the bins. Nah, I mean, I would take it to Crossroads. Okay. And then, next is actually, this sold really fast. Let me grab it. I showed this in a recent haul. I think this is the haul that was like very sad. The Crossroads haul, where I took half of it back and was like really feeling bummed about my business model. Well, since I filmed that, I've had more success, which is good. I guess, the ups and downs of reselling is a never-ending roller coaster ride. Fun. But this was basically with my new business model, I'm looking for items that will sell around $100 or items that will sell really quickly. And this is an item I decided to pick up because I knew it would sell really quickly, and it did. The brand is Voari. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. But it's one of the fastest selling brands that exists right now. And this was a pair of Halo wide leg flare pants in a size extra small. And I had it listed for $45 and it sold full price overnight, I believe, for $45. So on eBay. So that couldn't have gone better. So yeah, I paid, with my converted cost of goods, I paid $7.82 for those at Crossroads, because they're actually half off, which I was surprised to find Voari half off at Crossroads. But so my gross profit was $32.72, but which is not, you know, where I want to be. But like I said, sold in one day in just a matter of hours. And my gross profit, like I said, I think was $32.72. So that I think is a really good situation. I would repeat that over and over if I could. And then my last sale on eBay actually happened this morning, and it is a brand I really no longer pick up like virtually ever, which is Lovers and Friends, which is an in-house Revolve brand. Did I pick this up or did I get it through, I think I got it through liquidation. It's called the Ingrid Maxi Dress, and I recently lowered the price on it. I think I lowered it to like 60 something, and then I received an offer this morning for $38, which I just went ahead and accepted. So yeah, it's funny, I came across like new with tag MBD half off at Crossroads recently, and it was a really cute maxi length style, but when I checked comps, it was selling for maybe like 50, 60, so it is style dependent. There are probably still some styles that'll sell really well, but it's generally not a sure bet, and I pass on it more often than not. Revolve in-house brands like Lovers and Friends, NBD, etc. So, etc. is not a brand. And I was saying etc. So my gross profit on that was $20.36, but it took 1,191 days to sell. So that is the entirety of my eBay sales. I'll print these bad boys out. And then I had one Mercari sale, which I'll go ahead and start packing up. This is actually a return. I just started. I am so backlogged on returns. It is so sad. It's a part of my business that really needs some work. I started tackling my really sad situation last week, and this dress, which I sold on Poshmark, and then the case was opened, I didn't fight it, so it got returned back to me. I relisted it. I actually listed it at a lower price, and it sold, I think, really, really fast on Mercari. So that was good. The thing about, you really want to process your returns as quickly as possible, because it's inventory that has already been proven to have demand for it. It's already proven to do well. So this is one of those. It was a new tag Anthropologie dress that I got at Crossroads, and my converted cost of goods on it was $11.21. I priced it a little bit lower at $49, and it sold on Mercari for $49 in 2 days. So that was great. It had like a small flaw that I didn't mention, but then I mentioned it now, where like some of the seams, one or two of the seams was like a little loose. I think the front darts. But it was a new tag item, so I guess I just didn't inspect it as carefully as I should have. But disclosed it now, and now it should not return to me. Okay, so my gross profit on this was $31.98, which is great. Similarly, I don't do calculated shipping on Mercari either. I just do free shipping, so I have to enter all the information after the sale. This is going to Alaska. You would think shipping to Alaska would be super expensive. I guess I am in Pacific Northwest, but it's actually not that bad. Alright, got that one. Let's put my eBay labels on. Great. Now, on Poshmark. Well, I have way more sales on Poshmark, luckily, and Poshmark is still the best platform for me, the most profitable platform for me to resell on, which is not mad about. Like I said, I sold some things that for around $100 I'm really happy with, and then I sold some things for like around $20 that were older that I'm really happy to have moved. So the first falls into the latter category. It's actually, I don't think that old, but it's definitely something I no longer pick up. Oh no, it's like a year old. Okay, it is older. It's a pair of NYDJ Maryland straight leg pants. Yeah, I got these at the bins. You know, I really do like selling straight leg. I really do like selling NYDJ Maryland. I'm surprised these didn't sell faster, but I'm happy that they sold now. These are in the size 8T2, which is not a bad size. So I got them at the bins for $1.04. Had them listed for $25. Oh, did they? And then I received an offer for $20, which I accepted. I recently changed my Posher VA settings. So for those of y'all who are unfamiliar, Posher VA is a software that I use religiously within my business. I think it's one of the reasons why I have so many sales on Poshmark as opposed to the other platforms. It's an automation software that sends out offers to likers for me. I also send out bulk offers, which I did make some sales from doing that over the weekend. And I use it to share my closet, etc. So I previously had it at 30% off offers to likers, but now that I'm doing this different business model with higher ASP items, I've actually lowered it down to 20% off, which doesn't seem to have hurt my sales too much, but I think it's because it's more in accordance with this new model. Okay, next, this is actually something that I featured in a Thrift With Me, which is true of a lot of the stuff that I sold this weekend. This is a really cute quilted Abercrombie & Fitch jacket. When it comes to Abercrombie, I really like selling outerwear, and this one performed well. I think I had it listed for 80 something. Oh no, 75. I picked it up at a regular Goodwill for $15, $14.99. And then I received an offer for $60, which I accepted, so it gave me a gross profit of $33.01. It's not exactly, you know, fitting my new business model. I kind of purchased this before that, but it's very close, and it sold in 2 days. So very happy with this sale. I'm kind of happy with any sale $70 or above, and this is pretty close to $70. So I'm not mad about it at all. I don't know if I'd pick this up at Crossroads, but if I found this at the bins, I'd definitely keep it and sell it. But I am kind of starting to miss Goodwill, and I just now stopped going. So we'll see how long I can keep myself away. But actually, when I went to this Goodwill, if you remember this Thrift With Me, I drove all the way out to a Goodwill that's pretty far away, but sometimes is really great. And this is all I found there. So I don't miss that. But at least I did pick it up. I was like, oh, do I even go through the checkout line for this one item? And it ended up being worth it. Okay, doke. Well, next is another $20 sale that I'm really happy to have moved. It's a pair of Madewell high-rise skinny corduroy pants in a size 24. How long did I have these? For 834 days. Paid way too much for them. $12.99. But I wouldn't make that mistake again. I mean, it's kind of sad. I probably won't be selling like any Madewell for a long time. My new business model, I mean, it's hard to find a Madewell piece that will sell for around $100 unless it's like maybe a piece of outerwear new to tag. But Crossroads loves picking up Madewell, so at least I can give it a new home. Next, ooh, this was a really good sale. Well, there's just so much interest for this dress. I did end up accepting an offer I received just because I kept receiving so many lowball offers on this dress. So I was like, whatever, I'll just accept this one. It's good enough. It's a new tag Baltic Born dress that I got at Goodwill. It's called the Leslie dress, and it's like this really pretty velvet floral maxi dress perfect for this time of year. I had it priced at $75 and I received an offer for $45. I think I kept receiving offers for like $30 and $35. So when I received an offer for $45, I went ahead and accepted it. I did pick it up at a regular Goodwill for $12.99. So my gross profit is $23.01, which isn't bad, but it did sell in 4 days. So maybe I could have waited and sold it for more, but I'm certainly, if I'm going to err on one side, it's going to be on the side of accepting offers, especially in November, December, when sales are starting to slow down. Okay, my next sale, show me your moo-moo. This beauty sold so fast. I featured this in, was it that same Crossroads haul? This is a really good find. And I did a fair amount of stain treating on it, on the hem. But then I didn't get it all out, so I did disclose that. And there's a little bit of somewhere on the lining, but the actual piece itself is in excellent condition. Very, very happy about having picked this up. Okay, I went ahead and packaged it up off camera, but basically Show Me Your Moo Moo is a brand that certain pieces will never sell, and then certain pieces will sell for really good money, so it's just good to, you know, check comps and so forth. But more substantial pieces like this one, a fully sequenced jumpsuit, it's oftentimes worth looking up. And so when I was at Crossroads, I saw this and I saw the staining on the hem and I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. I'm not going to pick it up. But then when I was checking out, I was like, oh, let me check comps real quick. And I saw that it was a really good piece. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do the work of stain treating it. And if you're unfamiliar with how I stain treat things, I did a video on that, which I'll link up on the screen. Anyway, long story short, picked it up at Crossroads. I paid, my converted cost of goods was $13.40. I listed it for $170, and I received an offer for $150 the day after I listed it. So was a great purchase, was a great pickup. I think this is like primarily, if I had to guess, a bachelorette party type of outfit. My gross profit is going to be $106.60. So that is what my new business model is all about. Very, very happy with that one. Okay. In my old business model, one of the brands I loved picking up and selling was Pact, P-A-C-T. If I come across it at the bins, I'll sell it, but otherwise I won't be selling it anymore, which is kind of sad, but whatever. And it just sells really, really well, so I would recommend knowing it. If you sell bread and butter pieces, I would definitely recommend knowing it. This was a pair of organic Avenue joggers in this beige color and a size medium. I had them listed for $39, and so 20% off offer to liker was sent to someone who liked it with Poshmark VA. Oh, and by the way, if you want to try Poshmark VA, use my code MOGIBETH. You'll get 20% off your first month, and you can also try it for 2 weeks free. I'd highly recommend it if you haven't tried it yet. But anyway, sold for $31 with discounted shipping, and so that gave me a gross profit of $14.79 because I paid $7.99 for them at Goodwill. Sold after 11 days. So not a huge profit, but pretty fast turnaround. Oh, this next sale is for my own personal wardrobe. I did pull some things. I am really wanting to just get rid of every piece of clothing that I own and start all the way over. But, so I'm kind of doing that. And I'm selling my better pieces. But this is a piece, a style by Free People that actually sells really, really well. It's worth knowing. It is called the Free People Oasis Midi Dress. And I'm sure there are many reasons why people like this dress, but it's a really popular maternity dress. I took my maternity photos with Billy Lou in it. I mean, I literally took them of myself with a timer, but I did not get a photo shoot done, but I did take photos. I see that quite often, you know, online of people wearing this dress, but it's also just a really good cottagecore peasant style dress. So it resells really, really well. If I ever come across it, especially in the color white, but other colors can sell well too, then I am going to pick it up, because I listed this for 100 and it sold full price for 100 after 13 days. So I didn't have a cost of goods. My gross profit was 80. So this is exactly the type of Free People piece I would want to sell. Next is a pair of Joe's jeans. I think I got these at the bins. They are plus size. I think I've had these quite a while. I don't pick up Joe's jeans anymore, essentially ever. I think men's I'll sometimes pick up at the bins. But got these at the bins 661 days ago. Had them listed for 32 and I received an offer for 16, which I went ahead and accepted, and I'm very, very happy to move these. My gross profit is $11.76. So really just wanting to move as much of my older inventory as possible. Okay, the next sale is a brand I've never sold before, and when I picked it up at the bins, it was kind of like a experiment. And going forward, I probably won't really pick it up again unless it's a really substantial piece. The brand is Dynafit, and I think it retails actually for a lot of money, but I had this listed for 45 and I received an offer for 20, and I could not have clicked accept fast enough because I don't know, whenever I sell a brand that just is very unfamiliar to me and then it's not getting a ton of attention, I get nervous. And I have quite a few pieces in my closet right now that make me nervous. So, not quite a few. I probably have like a dozen. So I was really, really happy to sell this for 20. It gave me a gross profit of $14.14, and it sold after 68 days. That's really not that bad at all. Next is something I'd had for a while, 1,039 days. It's this Nick and Zoe sweater. It's got these little, is that margaritas embroidered on it? The problem is it's a size small, and Nick and Zoe in a size small will just sit for days, obviously. Sit forever and ever. Case in point. So I had lowered the price of this. I received this in liquidation when I used to source via liquidation. I had lowered the price of this to $25, and I received an offer for $15, which I was very happy to accept. And so it gave me a gross profit of $8.38. And yeah, it took over 1,000 days to sell. There are certain brands, and this is definitely one of them, that you have to be really strict about what sizes you're willing to pick up. But I'm happy this sold. Really, really happy. Oh, next is a really good sale. I actually sold 2 J. Crew blazers, which is going to be kind of like a really integral piece of my business strategy, I think. This I actually got at Goodwill, and this is that newer J. Crew tag. This is the Bristol blazer. Really, really pretty. It's got this gold double-breasted buttons. I was actually surprised it took longer to sell than I thought. It is a linen blend blazer as opposed to a wool blend blazer, so I think that could have played a role. You know, it's gorgeous and a newer style, and I had it listed for 100, and so when I received an offer for 75, I went ahead and accepted it because I probably haven't had it that many days. 100 days. I, at the time, also sourced like a few older styles at the same time, and those sold faster than this one, which was surprising to me. I thought this one would like sell the fastest, but eventually it sold, and it sold. 75 is great, I think. And so it gave me a gross profit of $47.01 because I spent how much on it? $12.99, which actually isn't that bad. Yeah, I think I have a couple other J. Crew blazers that I'm processing right now, which it just makes me happy. I would like to sell as many of those as I can in the next month. And then I sold this really pretty, I got this at the bins. The brand is not one I've ever sold before, but I really just picked this up based off of style. It's Kate, It's a really pretty floral embroidered long line cardigan, and it sold I think through an offer to Liker. I think I had it listed for $38 and it sold to $30. Posture VA automated offer to Liker for with discounted shipping. Don't know if I would I pick this up at the bins and try to take to Crossroads? I don't know. Maybe, probably not. They probably won't accept this in the future. So my gross profit on that is $20.80, which isn't bad, and it only took 12 days to sell. So I just kind of took a chance on that one, and it paid off. I think it's really cute. Okay, and then next is this really pretty, I'm pretty sure this is new without tag, but I didn't put that on the listing. Garnet Hill. This was in a Thrift With Me video. Embroidered dress. I think it's 100% linen. I actually thrifted 3 recent style linen Garnet Hill dresses in the same size in this Thrift With Me. This is the first one to sell. Linen's not flying off the shelves these days, but it will in a couple months. I had listed this for $68 and I received an offer for $40, which I accepted. I did pay up for this a little bit, so my gross profit was only $17.01 and it took 27 days to sell. Yeah, I paid $15 for it. Okay, next is the other J. Crew blazer that I mentioned. This I got at Crossroads. It was in the same haul I keep mentioning, the depressing one. So actually, you know, I sold at least a couple things from that already. And this I had listed for $120 and received an offer for $90, which I accepted. But it's brand new with tag. It's a recent style. I got it at Crossroads with a converted cost of goods of $15.63. And so my gross profit is $56.37. So really happy with this sale, and it only took 2 days to sell. So I really didn't realize how expensive J. Crew blazers are. Like when I went to list this, I think this retailed for like $300 and something. And so then I was like, really? And so I went on jcrew.com and was just looking at their blazers, and yeah, they retail for like $200 to $400. So that's why they perform so well, I think, or part of the reason. This was a really good one for this time of year too. Okay, and then I sold this pair of Torrid faux leather leggings that I had picked up at the bins. I actually expected these to sell faster than they did, but that's okay. Torrid is another brand I mentioned in that Brands I Was Wrong About video. Just won't pick it up anymore. This I had listed for $28, and someone accepted my Posture VA automated offer to Liker of $22 plus discounted shipping, which gave me a gross profit of $14.38 because I got it at the bins, and it took 155 days to sell. So not something I would try to replicate, but very happy that it sold. Next, I'm glad that this sold on Poshmark because I didn't want to have to deal with shipping it with eBay. This is actually was a gift to me. It was an Anthropologie set of like glass measuring cups that are like holiday themed. So really good thing to sell this time of year. But I sent out 40% off offers to Likers on everything in my closet that was 30 days or older using Posture VA. And so I think this was the first sale from that. I had these listed for $35 and they sold for $21 plus discounted shipping. You know, only gave me $14.78 of profit. Took 182 days to sell, but just happy they're out of my house and going to a new home. I actually do have the matching pie dish and little ramekins too, but I just glass measuring cups. I didn't. I'm not gonna use those. Okay, and then another pair. I sold some velvet corduroy, and then these are velvet high-rise skinny pants. Both sold for $19. This is DL 1961, which is actually a brand that can do pretty well if you get the right style. There's this DL 1961 piece at Crossroads that I really want to pick up. I'm waiting for it to go half off. We'll see if I get that opportunity. But this, yeah, is a Pharaoh style pant. I think I got this through liquidation. And so I've had it quite a while, 1,154 days. So very happy that it sold. I had it listed for 32. I think I had recently lowered the price. And so someone accepted my 40% off offer to like her for 19 plus discounted shipping, gave me a gross profit of a whopping $6.74. Next is another one that was generated from the 40% offers. And it's a pair of cut from the cloth Catherine boyfriend jeans that I got at the bins. This is kind of the type of bread and butter item I used to sell or list a lot, but no longer will be picking up. I had these listed for 25 and they sold for 15 plus discounted shipping. I got them at the bins for 95 cents, so they my gross profit was $9.03, and they took 341 days to sell. So yeah, I'm happy to have sold it. And then my last sale was from, couldn't have a ship with me video without a piece from my Free People palette, but I actually am making some progress in selling it off, which is good. I wonder if I tallied up how much I made from everything in this palette, what that would total to. Probably pretty significant. I still have quite a few pieces that have yet to sell. But this is a new with tag Free People Thinking About You cropped hoodie. It's got this tie-dye print on it, and I lowered the price on all my Free People stuff recently. I lowered this one to $35, and I received an offer for $18, which I accepted. I think I barely made a profit then, because everything in this palette cost, when I cost average everything, $11.34. It was an expensive palette, but my gross profit was $3.06, and it sold for after 1,113 days. So I'm happy I'm not doing liquidation anymore. I'm really feeling happy about the path I'm on. It's, you know, of course, taking some time to figure it out, but I think with this weekend of sales, you know, the ones I've listed recently from my new strategy sold quickly, a few of them for really good money, and selling off older inventory, it's also kind of a affirmation that I'm glad to have left that behind and be selling it off. And yeah, thanks so much for joining me, y'all. That is everything that sold over the weekend. Let me know how your sales are doing. I know we're entering into holiday season in which, you know, pre-owned inventory doesn't necessarily sell as well. Let me know if you are experiencing that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm just curious to hear from y'all. Okay, well, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love y'all. Bye.